All right, folks, good morning. Welcome back to One Sober to Another. Where the hell have you been, Wayne? Well, I have been trying to figure out why the hell I'm so depressed for the last 2 months. I came to the conclusion that I was harboring anger and I was harboring some resentments towards the people I work with, towards the manager I'm working for. Where does that lead me? That leads me to thinking about self, thinking about pity, thinking about, hell, even thinking about a drink sometimes. I didn't do it, folks, and I'm not going to. I'm not going back down that road. I told you before. You're new to the channel. Welcome to the channel, and if you're coming back, thank you for being here, and thank you for subscribing and watching, because the important things that come out here are things that really can't be ignored for an alcoholic like me, or an addict like maybe you are, or maybe an alcoholic like you are. I don't know. I don't know your situation. Whatever it is, drop your comments below so someone can get some of that. I haven't really talked about the daily reflections in a long time. And the reason is because I felt that, and I still feel, that if you want to read the daily reflections and Alcoholics Anonymous is your thing, there are links below that you can go to in order to see them every single day. And you can get a little bit of that, and hopefully that will help you through your 24-hour period of sobriety. Why is today's video important, and why am I doing it in the first place? Well, because anger and resentment will hold you down, or hold me down, to a point to where I might consider drinking again as a solution to deal with those instead of looking inward. Step 4 of Alcoholics Anonymous, we have to take a fearless moral inventory of ourselves, and we have to be willing to look at our faults and certain things in our lives and certain situations that we were a part of that contributed to our drinking behavior and contributed to our continued life of drunkenness. It might not apply to you. I got it, folks. I certainly do. But today, I'm going to read the daily reflections. Turn on your reading ears, because today we are getting into something that a lot of us deal with on a normal basis. And you know what? Taking a moral inventory of ourselves can greatly improve the way that we see situations and the way that we respond. And I don't know, the way I respond. The last 2 months have been, I don't know, depressing. I really can't say much more than that. I've been ill-motivated to work out. I've been ill-motivated to go to work. And I've been ill-motivated to do a whole lot of things that I would normally do every single day. Which is why we're back, folks. Here we go. The bondage of resentments. Harboring resentment is infinitely grave. For then, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the Spirit, as Bill sees it, page 5. It has been said, anger is a luxury I cannot afford. Does this suggest I ignore the human emotion? I believe not. Before I learned of the AA program, I was a slave to the behavior patterns of alcoholism. I was chained to negativity with no hope of cutting loose. The steps offered me an alternative. Step 4 was the beginning of the end of my bondage. The process of letting go started with the inventory. I needed not be frightened, for the previous steps assured me I was not alone. My higher power led me to this door and gave me the gift of choice. Today I can choose to open the door to freedom and rejoice in the sunlight of the steps as they cleanse the spirit within me. All right, look, if you're not religious, that's cool. You know, you can replace that sentiment with whatever gives you a little bit of strength when you don't have any. So the previous steps, 1 through 3, right, of Alcoholics Anonymous, and if you're not familiar with those, I encourage you, go to the links below. Perhaps they can help you in your journey in recovery and sobriety. In order for me to let go of this depression that I'm in right now, and a lot of folks are going through it. I mean, and you know, it hits a lot of us who suffer from depression and anxiety at any given moment, and I really don't have much control over it, but I do have control over how I deal with it. And taking an inventory of myself and some of the situations that have actually led me into my depression allow me to see it from a different perspective, because it's real easy to blame other people for why I feel the way I feel. You know, be it the boss is a pain in the ass, the drive to work is too long, the whatevers, all those variables I can always blame on somebody else. But the best part about being sober is that I have the ability to say, wow, what's my fault in this? Why? Who said go get the job? I did. Who signed the contract to say you're going to work a 40-hour week? I did. All these things, these other variables that I could easily blame on somebody else, by taking moral inventory of what's going on, I can look inward and say, all right, these are the things that I feel that someone else has caused and the reason why I feel the way I do. These are the way that I contributed to those problems in the first place. Now look, that's not to say that everything is gravy and that, you know, just because I do that inventory, everything is going to be fine and dandy, because that's not true. I have to be willing to do some more work, and I have to be willing to, you know, take certain steps in order to make that situation better, you know, to make my drive to work a little bit less irritating, and the way I respond to it a little more conducive to positive behavior. If this sounds like mumbo jumbo ramble, drop your comment below, because I'd love to hear what you think about it. If you are like me, if you're an alcoholic like me, and you find yourself sometimes in thought patterns that are leading you back towards your original one solution, which mine was alcohol, mine was beer, then perhaps it's time to take a moral inventory. Perhaps it's time to say, what did I do to make me feel the way I'm feeling right now? Or what did I do to make me, you know, have less money, or have, you know, my car's in the shop now? What did I do to contribute to these things? Why is my boss yelling at me? What have I done to cause my boss to yell at me? It might not be your fault at all. And perhaps that resentment that you're holding on to is something that you can actually let go, throw it away, and it's no longer a factor in the way you think, in the way you process your environment. And that in turn might improve the way you think about that number one solution, you know, be it alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, whatever it is. And be able to say, I don't need that today. I am not going to drink for another 24 hours. I am not going to gamble. I am not going to look at porn. I'm not going to use today. Those things you can throw out of your life for 24 hours at a time. And through step 4, it's just a little bit easier. It might be painful for you to look inward, but it makes it a little bit easier to get through your 24 hours a day, recognizing your contributions to what is going on. I don't know if that makes sense for you, man. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because believe it or not, the number one trigger for me, this alcoholic, and it might not be your case, is anger and resentment. I don't know what your triggers are. Drop your comments below so someone out there can get something from this. Look, part 4 of my story is coming up in the very near future. My job's got me consumed and irritated and depressed and everything else, and I'm just working through it, folks, just like any other person on the planet, except I'm doing it without alcohol. Yay! My life is a garden, folks, and I'm gonna keep on digging it. I hope you will too, and I hope you got something from this video. Again, let me know what you think. Give a like, even give a thumbs down if you don't like it. And also, if you haven't taken the chance to subscribe, you might see something in these videos that say, "Boof, I'm going through this." It might help you out. I'm Wayne, I'm an alcoholic. I did another thumbs up. That's right. Life's a garden. Dig it, folks, and guess what? I'm going to see you in the very near future and in the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.